So one thing that we do is, or we ask people, is to send us in your view from the pew. So we're all watching in different rooms in different spaces. So if you've got a picture, a snapshot from where you're watching, send it in. Tag us in the picture, view from the pew. But for the past few weeks, we've been doing a live view from the pew again, because I think we're missing seeing each other, aren't we? And just getting together as like community and family. So I've been loving just going live in different people's homes and checking in and getting a live view from the pew. So this evening, we have the privilege of going live. Our live view from the pew is with the Perry family. So here they are. John, Beth and Tina. Hey guys, how are you?
All is well.
Hello,
Excellent.
church.
So good to see you guys. Hey, for those of us that haven't had the privilege of meeting you, can you just introduce yourselves and maybe tell us a little bit about who the Perrys are?
Sweet. So I'm John Perry, the father of the household. I am a software developer by trade. I'm for the church. I'm a member of the worship team, and with my wife Tina, we also lead a Fresh Start course, which helps people recover from addictions.
Amazing.
I'm Beth. I am on the kids team and I do academy.
Hi, I'm Tina. I'm part of the New People's Life group, so it's really good each week seeing new people come along and introducing themselves. So I'm looking forward to meeting you in person. So I will be the one in the lounge making your coffee. I'm also Fresh Start, as John has already mentioned on that one, and just enjoy being part of One Church Gloucester.
Amazing, well said. Now these three, so the Perry family is an absolutely outstanding family, real valued members of One Church. We love them, and they've given us permission, so they want you to ask them a question. So like I've got the live chat here. Think of a question that you'd like to ask the Perry family. Anything, like nothing is. They've said nothing is out of bounds here, so you can ask them any question. So pop a question in the chat, and I will ask them live. But just to get us started, could you tell us a little bit, and again, I'll keep my eye out to see if any questions come in to ask you guys. But could you tell us a little bit about what life is like in lockdown for you at the moment?
Life in lockdown, it's a bit crazy in this household, as you can probably guess. I am looking after the parents really well, I'd like to say. Yeah, we're all at home all the time. No one's working. Well, Dad's working from home, but everyone else is furloughed. But yeah, so it's a lot of DIY projects are happening around here, a lot of baking, a lot of eating, a lot of watching TV, and a lot of general entertainment from myself.
Amazing. That sounds so good. It sounds like an entertaining place to be. We've had a few questions come in already, like some really interesting ones. Like some, and I'll land on one in a second, but some just wants to know what you're gonna do after lockdown. This one I'd like to know, just really quick, like who is the funniest person in the Perry household?
No.
Me.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
Another question that we've had in is, who would win in a fight out of John or Tina?
You know the answer. They're asking the question because they already know the answer. He's going down.
Amazing.
Am I
Okay,
meant to be
some
scared?
really great questions. We'll move on. We'll move on. Just I don't want to start a fight. The last question really then, from our live view from the pew, is what is it that you've learned during lockdown? One thing you've learned during lockdown.
So one thing that I've learnt during lockdown, and I'm going to get a bit serious because there is a serious side to everybody and to me, is that I'm actually really, really good at self-care and looking after myself. And I think it's really important in this unprecedented time, and yes, I've used that word, that we do that. And that we mingle and that we basically do what's best for us. So in this family, obviously I didn't want to be in the kitchen all the time, so we put some things in place to help each other, to look after each other and to care for each other. And we found a new rhythm. And also, as we start to come out of lockdown a little by little, again, it's important that you personally find a new rhythm. This is the new normal at the moment. So you find your rhythm to look after yourself, to keep yourself healthy, to keep things light-hearted and fun. But also, it's really important that we keep Jesus at the centre of everything, because actually he gives us the peace that passes all understanding. So when we're in the middle of this, actually we know that we're going to come out the end of it, because we're in the middle of something, we're going to come out the end of it. And what do we want to leave in lockdown? And what do we want to be? We've got time now to create ourselves. It's almost like when you go to watch a show, you know, the show's really, really good. And you don't want the half time. But during that half time, they change the whole of the scenery. We have time to change the whole of the scenery. So when it comes back, it's even better. What are we going to leave in lockdown? And what are we going to create? Any thoughts, guys?
I've just learned how to do lots of DIY.
Yeah, I've laid my first ever patio. I'm quite chuffed
Well
with that.
done. Amazing. No, I think that what you've just said there, Tina, is absolutely outstanding. I love the picture there, the change of scenery. We can all have this opportunity and use it like that. So that's awesome. It's great that you're learning that. And hey, really good to check in with you guys. Like, there's so much love for you in the comments. So many compliments as well. So let's show the Perry some love once more in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for checking in with us. We love you, and won't be long till we get to see you in person soon.
Sweetheart.
Bye, see you soon. Bye, church.
Amazing. Hey, thank you so much. So this morning we did our 10:30 service, and Pastor John, he started us on a brand new teaching series. He preached an amazing message this morning, guys. It was outstanding. You can check out the full message if you just scroll up the timeline on Facebook. You can check it out. It will also be available on YouTube. But here's John just giving us a quick summary of his message from this morning.
Hi everyone, just finished recording the message for the 10:30 service. We're starting a new series today. It's called Planted, and it's all based on Psalm 1. Psalm 1 describes this tree of life. It's full of fruit. It's by this stream. You can imagine it being long branches and luscious leaves. And in Psalm 1, it describes 4 practices that can lead us to a life that looks like that kind of fruit-producing tree. The first of those practices is about where we position ourselves. So today was about position ourselves by people that speak hope, not helplessness, into our lives, and how important it is to have those kind of people around us. So check that out on this morning's service from the 10:30 at some point on the podcast. And we're really looking forward to how this series, because I did today, and then there's 3 more. There are 3 more practices that are going to lead us to this well-planted life. So hope you enjoy that, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this series.
There we go.
It was very, very good. If you missed it, you should go and watch this morning's service. It was excellent.
The new Chin Chin series.
The new Chin Chin series.
We all stumble over our words from time to time. New Chin Chin series.
It's got a lot quieter in here, isn't it?
It's a lot quieter in here. I am poised, ready to run into the living room though at any point. So just so you know.
Okay. Okay.
Which could be timely.
Absolutely, because I think we've come to the time in our program which we've all been waiting for. Really, the moment that we all tune in for this moment every week in great anticipation to see who will win, who will be today's victor in today's tournament. JVL, everyone. JVL. There they are. There's the slide. Love it. The greatest title slide ever created. John, you are currently in the lead in JVL. For those that have never seen this before, we have 2 outstanding pastors, but 2 very competitive pastors.
Come on now.
And we pit them against one another. Is it just? I was. You've recreated that.
We were like that for ages.
I love it. Brilliant. So we pit these guys against each other. There's usually 3 rounds, each growing in intensity every week. Louise, how are you feeling today? Could this be the day where you pull it back?
Yeah, like I'm not defeated yet. I'm confident that I can still pull it back. I can still take it on. There's a lot of support. I've seen a lot of Team Louise's in the comments already. So I thank you for believing in me. I'm believing in myself. my only defense is that I've had 3 children, and that's like a lot of brain cells that start to go when you have baby brain 3 times now. So
I've got a
You know.
question to ask because earlier this week you were on the phone to Lauren, who is Nate's wife, and Lauren and Nate's son Caleb featured in last week's JVL because Caleb was talking. We had to guess what Caleb was saying.
yeah.
Is it true that when you were on the phone to Lauren, you said, "Can you get Caleb to talk so I can get a head start and learn what he's saying ahead of this Sunday?"
No, I didn't do that. No, I said, let me hear Caleb talk. He's just so cute and lovely. I want to hear their son talking. He's just a lovely little boy, and just connect with them.
He didn't say
No.
anything about
No,
JVL coming
No.
Sunday.
nothing. It didn't even cross my mind.
Such a liar.
I hate to call you out, Louise, but I was in the room when that happened, and you did attempt to get that head start, but Caleb saw right through the lack of integrity, and he did not say a word. So
Caleb's
we are
team's
going to
on.
have round 2 of what is Caleb saying today, and no one has
Okay. I
an
haven't got pen and
advantage
paper.
because no one heard him in the week. Do you have a pen and paper to hand?
No, we don't. We
Do you
weren't
have-
prepared, Nathan. I'm ever so sorry. Right.
It's okay. You got
We've
some
got
there,
some now.
because this is going to be round 1. And once again, we're gonna put you against one another. This is you with your eyes closed, drawing a picture. I'm going to say something for you to draw, and then the people decide. This is the same game as last week. The people decide who is the better drawer, who has drawn the better drawing this time. So round number 1 of JVL. You're gonna have 10 seconds. 10 seconds to draw. Something with your eyes closed, and then people vote to say who is the best. Okay, you ready?
Nearly ready.
Nearly. We're almost with you.
Right.
I might need a better
Okay.
piece of paper actually. I didn't realise we were going to
sorry,
do it.
Nathan. We're very unprepared. Very unprofessional.
It's okay.
Right.
You got the card up there?
We had a crying baby as well, so we're just gonna figure that one out. Get the
That's
old
all right.
pencil case out.
That's your pencil. Your pencil case. I take it, John.
How did we not
Yeah.
think about this?
I don't know. I'm really sorry. We really should have.
It's
I didn't know what the rounds were. Right,
It's all
definitely.
right.
Right. Okay. So now, people. How do people join in that are watching live? Because everyone can join in this. How do they join in?
Absolutely. So after this particular round, are you asking, John?
Yeah.
Yes.
People going to guess what it is?
No. So this one, you're going to draw something that I tell you to with your eyes closed, 10 seconds, and then each of you will hold up your drawing, and then it's for the people to decide who is the best drawing. So this one, it's all dependent on those that are watching, all dependent on our viewers today, John.
I see. Right.
So-
Well, while Louise isn't here, can we get started?
No! You cannot. Right, I'm here. One-handed with a baby. I can do it. I
Okay.
can still do this.
Now, I'm going to ask the people watching to not let that sway who they think is the better drawer. Like the cuteness factor here may put it in your favour, Louise.
Okay.
But with your eyes closed, as
Not
you
that
know,
one, this one.
provided you can still parent effectively doing that, Louise. With your eyes closed, 10 seconds. I need you two to draw for me. Ready? A lorry. A lorry. 10, 9. Stop
Are we done?
drawing your lorries. Okay?
Why
I'm
are you
excited
so
to see.
good?
And we're going to see in the chat. Okay. Firstly, then, John, can you reveal to us the lorry that you drew? And people, you can vote now who you think is the best in the chat. So, John, reveal your lorry, please.
Ah. I'm not a good drawer.
Look at
This
that.
is not fair.
I got one wheel absolutely bang on.
I mean, I don't think I could draw a lorry even without my eyes closed, let alone with. Are you ready? Yeah.
Try and get it on the screen.
Oh, well, I can't see. There we go.
What is that? It's
Yes.
like an L shape.
I don't know. I was under pressure. There was a baby on my lap. It was very stressful.
Okay,
Oh,
please
why
vote
did I
now,
vote for
people.
you?
Please vote now so I can see. My chat is slightly behind on this phone. But who
JP's
won
trying to get
today's?
back in my good books.
Okay. Oh.
I'm not sure about this, like the people's vote thing. You know, there definitely seems to be some waiting. You know, British people love the underdog. You know, she's got the baby factor on her lap. It's not fair.
Ren's now trying to draw on the lorry as well.
Yeah. She's done a better job than you, to be fair. Those few scribbles she's just done.
I'm not gonna lie.
She held it up
I
as well.
can't
It's
yet
like, right,
decipher. It's so difficult because we're going back and forth a lot. So Amy is hosting today from the One Church account. So Amy, I'm going to ask that you go back through those comments and just help me out because from what I see, it's pretty neck and neck. So Amy, you might need to count them up, and we'll move on to round 2 for now.
Yeah,
and
and
we'll
just
see
to-
who.
And let's remember, Amy, because I know you're listening. We're looking for a lorry, not something out of like Sesame Street alphabet
I
show.
drew a flatbed. It's a flatbed lorry.
Literally just drawn the letter L. That's what you've done.
Flatbed lorry.
It wasn't
Wow.
spell lorry with your eyes closed. It was draw a lolly. lolly.
Okay.
Red lolly, lolly, red lolly, lolly.
All right, come on.
With our new
Come on.
cheating series. Okay, we're going to move on to round number 2. And this one is, again, what is Caleb saying? We have 3 new words. I think this time they're a little bit more difficult than last week. So you're going to really have to listen carefully. And again, guys, if you get this, pop it in the chat. We'll see if anyone can get it before John and Louise. Ange, who is our technical host today. Ange, will you please play word number 1?
Oh, I can't hear that at all. You turn it up.
One more
as
time,
loud as
please.
you can be.
What did Caleb just say? Put it in the
I only
chat when
heard
you
it
get
once. We
I'll
didn't
see
hear
if
it the
anyone
first
can
time.
get
Hear it one more time.
No, there you go. You've had it 3 times
Oh.
now.
Again? Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I've done it. What have you got?
Auntie
Right,
Amy
sit
has
down, babe.
redeemed herself. John Perry has got it. Jess Tocknell has got it. Amy Bright has got it. Lots of people. Kate Shepherd has got it.
Got it.
Nana Julie Jordan does not have it. Sorry, Julie. Okay.
No, not right now.
Dave, Grandad Dave did get it. John, what do you think it was?
No.
I've gone for balloons. Balloons. It's my impression of
Okay.
Dutch Caleb.
Louise?
I did hear it a lot of times in fairness, but Ange.
Okay. Unfortunately, both incorrect. The answer, which many did get,
Oh.
Lee got it, is, Abby got it, nose. Nose.
Ah,
Sound like orange.
well done,
A few
Caleb.
people did put orange, including his grandmother. Round number 2, what is the second word that Caleb is saying here?
Mango. Very good.
Ooh,
It's a tricky one.
Mango. Very good.
I know.
I'll give you a clue because it's difficult, everyone. It is an animal.
Oh. We both thought we had it. We're like, no, cross that
No,
out.
I didn't think I had it. I was just going, what it sound like? An animal.
Have
We
it
got-
one more time, please.
I can confirm that John Perry has got the
Very
answer
good.
right. Oh, sorry. Go again.
Very good.
Wow, that's hard.
Lucy's got it right. Tina's got it right. Dave's got it right. Amy's got it right. Rob Paisley's got it right. Do you need it one more time?
Oh.
No idea. Well, I'm going to
Very
stick with my
good.
answer, even though it's not an animal. So I've
Okay,
got an
go on
answer,
then,
it's
John.
just
What
not an
do you
animal.
think it was?
Yeah. Sorry, do you want us to go?
Yeah.
I have got mango.
Lots of people thought it was
I think you
mango.
said mango.
Louise?
I heard that, mango. And but when you said animal, Flamingo.
Flamingo, Louise
Flamingo,
takes
flamingo.
it. Yes. Well done, Louise.
Very
Good job.
good.
And so you might take this round then, Louise, because the third and final word is a little easier to hear. Do you want to play the last one, Ange?
Very good.
Put it in the chat if you think you've got
Very
it.
good.
Okay.
Oh, right, I've got 2 daughters on me now. This is definite unfair advantage. I
Very
didn't
good.
hear it at all.
Elijah, do you want to come and sit on my lap? No, I think I'm Okay.
Right, okay, on 3, last go. Everyone be really quiet. 1, 2, 3.
Very good.
Right. Okay, my pen's run out as well.
Tim Davis has it. Chloe Butterworth has it. Dave has it. Julie has it. Rob has it. What, John? What have you put down, John?
I'm pretty sure he said helicopter.
Helicopter.
Helicopter. Both are correct. He did say helicopter. Well done. Which means Louise takes this round. Now, I can confirm the results were in that round number 1, the drawing round, went to John. John, you had more votes in that one, so we are neck and neck.
Yes.
Well,
And now we're
I
going to
get
move on.
that. I get
We're going to move on to the third and final round, the one that everyone has been looking forward to, the one that the nation has been looking forward to. We've had 2 new jingles sent in this week, which, in fact, John and Cole wrote the first jingle. So Ange, are we able to play the first jingle that's been in for What's in the Hat? Yes!
Yeah.
John and
Woo.
Cole
Oh,
wrote
that was
jingle. It's just
Eliza in the middle
amazing.
there.
Oh, well done, Eliza. An excellent jingle. This next jingle was actually written and recorded by a professional music artist. So if you want to play this one.
What's in my hat? What's in my hat? Is it this? Is it that? What's in my hat? What's in my hat? Put it in the chat. It's John versus Louise. Who will guess what is under the eye? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat right now.
Go on there.
Oh,
Such a good song.
wow.
I love how the momentum is
Wow,
building.
that is very good.
Elijah says she likes cold on better. I agree.
Yeah, but both were excellent. But yes, I think Cole really does take it there. Well done, Cole. What is in this hat? What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to read words, read names that are related to this item under my hat. Okay, and then you have to guess what the item is according to the names that are related to said item. Okay,
The
guys,
names.
if you can get it, they are names. You can if you understand what this item is under my hat as it relates to the names I'm about to read, you can put it in the chat. Name number 1, Leonard. Leonard. Name number 2, Fraser. Fraser. And guys, I'm going to ask John Louise, don't say it if you get it. Just hold fire. Just let anyone else get it.
Don't say it if you get it.
Name number 3, Holyfield. Holyfield.
So again?
Name number 4, Holyfield.
Holyfield, right.
Name number 4, Foreman.
So if I
Name
know
number 5.
it, what are we doing?
You just hold fire. Do you both think you've got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had
Louise
it for
thinks
the
she's got
last
it. John,
2,
do
just
you
for
think you've
Louise
got it?
knows. Yep.
Okay. Rob Page has got it in the chat as well. Mine probably hasn't uploaded, so I'm sure other people do have it. Louise, I think I saw you first, so if you're right,
You
win this
didn't
round.
actually put your hand
I
up.
did,
You
I put my
didn't.
hand
You were
up.
going, oh, what do we do? What
No,
do
I
we do?
put
You
my
were
hand
asking
up.
questions.
Then you did the next one, and you
Yeah.
put your hand up, which is why I said, "What do
And
we
I
do?"
kept my hand up and made it very clear that I was in.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, and it looks like Rob's the only one to actually get what this item is. But Louise, what do you think the item is?
Well,
Oh! You don't know the answer. I
I
think you need to come
think
to me.
it
I think you need to
is-
come to me.
boxing related. A boxing glove.
John, what answer did you have?
I, on the clue before Louise put her hand up, knew it was a boxing glove.
Well, Louise gave me the answer first, and I did see her hand first too. It is in fact a boxing glove. So Louise, you win JVL today. Well done.
Woo! And I mean, this was under exceptional circumstances, unprecedented circumstances here. I think you're fine. Two children on me at one point.
That's going to be
You
like
did really
Liverpool.
well.
That's going to be like Liverpool winning the Premier League without having to play all the games and actually winning the Premier League. That's what's just happened there.
Sore loser. Sore loser. Like I've
Well done,
done that
Louise.
thing
That's
when
3-2
I've
now.
celebrated him.
Yeah, kind of. 3-2. So it's all to play for next week. Who knows what will happen? Who knows? I know, like each week, we've been enjoying the food hacks sent in by our very own Ash Sanders, and he has once again provided us with some excellent content and some things to try out in lockdown with our families. So please watch our latest video by Ash Sanders.
I bet that you guys are missing some of your comfort foods that you tended to enjoy before all of this started. Number one on the list for most people, of course, is we're missing McDonald's, aren't we? Today, I'm going to try and make for you one of the most popular McDonald's dishes that money can buy. And that is, of course, the jam and bagel. That's like going to Alton Towers and just watching and not going on any of the rides, isn't it? So today, we're going on the rides. We're going to make a sausage and egg McMuffin. You need, of course, first of all, white English muffins, some burger cheese or some cheese singles. You just need some eggs, depending on how many you're making. You will need some kind of sausage patty, which is obviously the meat. I got these ones from Tesco, pork and herb sausage patties. Got a couple of egg rings, which give you that perfectly round, eggy shape. It's dead simple, it takes minutes, and I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing you want to do is put your pork and herb sausage patties in your oven. The ones you buy might have different instructions, but mine say 8 minutes under the grill. I'm doing 4 because I'm going to go for a double sausage and egg muffin, because go hard or go home, that's what I say, even though I am at home. While those are under the grill, we're going to take our white muffins and we're going to cut those in half, put them in the toaster, and then that's something else that's done, and then we're going to move on to the eggs. Put the heat on, then you want to take your egg rings, pop them in there, pop a little bit of oil in each one of the rings. You want to take a tiny, 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 minuscule drop of water and just pop it in with the oil. Whoops, ignore that, I'll cut that bit out. Take your egg and just pop it in like that, and pop it in. It's spilling out the side a little bit there, but that's okay, we can cut later, just trim. And look at that, doesn't that look McDonald's-y? The cheese actually goes right up on the bottom of your muffin, so you can just lay that on. And again, cheese, lay it on, flip. Just gonna flip. Easy as that, just flip it over. And this one's probably ready. I'll pop that in there, and that looks pretty good. Oh no, I've broken the yolk on that one. I'll have that one. Always take the crap one for yourself and give the good one to your wife. That's where we're at so far. So if you're a veggie, you could eat this. There's the timer. They look good. There they are. Look at that. The tray's buckled. Anyway, enough of that. Look at that. That looks like a McDonald's muffin. And there you go, your McDonald's muffins are ready. If someone gave me that in a McDonald's bag, I would think they'd gone to McDonald's. I'm quite impressed, but all important is the taste test. Let's go and give it a try. Even I'm just even looking at it now as I'm about to eat it. That looks pretty good. I've done it. It tastes exactly the same. There's no difference in that between that and a McDonald's sausage and egg muffin. I've also got some in my beard, but I've done it. This so far I think has been my biggest success cooking wise, because there's no difference. It's a McDonald's sausage and egg muffin, and that's all there is to it.
Very, very good. These life hacks have been brilliant, and I'm just feeling an enormous sense of envy over Jo, Ash's wife, who obviously must have to eat all the outtakes, you know, all the ones that have been made, or the extra ones that he's made that can't go. So Ash, thank you so much for sending those in. They've been brilliant and lots of fun, and they're ones that everybody can have a go at. So give it a go. Let us know how you get on, people, with your McDonald's muffins. Amazing. We've been doing in our 5:30 service a few different things where what we really want to do is connect you with some of the faces. Maybe some of these are faces from one church and some of them are from other churches, but it's really, I don't know, we've found that since doing these, that it's when we're meeting other people through here that's keeping our sense of community alive. So with that in mind, I'm going to introduce to you an outstanding couple, two brilliant people from our One Church Gloucester family, and Nath interviewed them a couple of days ago just for this 5:30 service. We think you're going to love this, and from both of them and their stories, who come with two very different stories, but those two stories cross and they meet together, and I think it's going to really help you this evening. So it's my great privilege to introduce to you Jordan and Zara, everybody.
I am here with Jordan and Zara. Jordan and Zara, welcome to Sunday evening, as it is now. How are you guys?
Yeah, we are very good, thank you. Yeah, we're keeping busy in these current times. So we both work for software companies, so we're both working from home at the moment. So we're probably just as busy, just at home in a confined space, which is good fun for the first year of marriage. So testing times.
We're getting separate
rooms now. We are separate. So one is in the living room, one is in the kitchen. Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay.
Just keep that separate, and then we catch up at the end of the day and be like, "What have you been up to? Where have you been?"
Yeah. Ah, amazing. That's good. Like we'll try and steer clear of any marital counselling or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's not really what we want to get into, but maybe part two. Maybe people put that in the comments now. They want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. And well, for those that maybe don't know you, haven't met you, you've explained just a little bit about your job there, but tell us who you are and how long have you both been coming to One Church for?
Okay, so I'm Zara, obviously, and Jordan. We have been together now for about 4.5 years. I have been attending One Church Gloucester since around about March 2016.
Yeah,
yeah, about that time.
And yeah, my name's Jordan, as we said, and I've been attending One Church or Robbinswood as it was before for a very long time now. Yeah, throwback. So I can remember before we had the black curtain at the back and the old carpets that we had through, and the New People's Lounge when that was a bookshop. The original days.
Wow.
Yeah, going back that far. So yeah, growing up in church really.
Amazing. Well, so Zara, tell us then, what is it that brought you to One Church then? What was the first time?
Yes, so my first time at One Church was for Jordan's dad's funeral. So I never been to the church before, and I didn't go to church before that. So that was my first experience. And I just remember walking in there and just the atmosphere, the service, the worship, and the preach, and just thinking, wow, this is something I need to get involved with. And that was my first experience really, and I just loved it. And I remember the next day I was like, we have to go back. We have to. I just loved it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for yourself then, Zara, like you weren't brought up in a Christian,
no.
Was that right? And no real sort of church experience prior to that moment?
No. Been to like weddings and funerals and those occasions, but never attended church as such.
Yeah. Wow. So George, I wonder if you could just tell us that story a little bit then. So the moment really Zara walked into church the first time was for your father's funeral, for Pete's funeral.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what happened there.
Yeah, so it's quite a long story, but I guess compressed it. So as mentioned, my parents were separated when I was growing up, but when I was always coming to church when I was with my dad effectively, so that's why I'd grown up in church. Whenever I was with him, I was coming along to church, Sunday school, etc. And then growing through church, I kind of had a period where I went away from church a little bit, and that was during that period, or just as that had happened. So in 2015, it was kind of a normal day, got up, went to work, got a call halfway through the day that Dad had gone into hospital. By the time that I got to the hospital, Dad had actually been put into an induced coma. So I didn't speak to him again. I went to work on a normal day, but didn't speak to him again. And he was in a coma for, pretty much a year, and then passed away in March 2016. So yeah, it was kind of obviously a really difficult time for me and our family. Met Zara oddly kind of like right at the beginning of that kind of process. So I was kind of in the middle of that. My head was all over the place, struggling with quite a lot that was going on. And obviously, when the funeral came about, my dad's always been involved, family's always been involved in the church, so it was a no-brainer really that the funeral would be carried out at that church, and Zara obviously came along to support me. So at the time, it was one of the times that it'd been a gap before I'd actually come back to church that day. So yeah, it was a bit of a in at the deep end for you, wasn't it? But
yeah, wow. And what's remarkable, I guess, is that really in a time, and as you said, like lots going on in an understandably a very difficult time for your life, Jordan. And in the middle of that, like Zara, you find faith and you meet God there. Also, that was this exposure to something, as you described, was just like, hey, I need to get back here. And for yourself, Jordan, would you describe that as the moment you said you spent some time away? Was that for you almost stepped back towards?
Yeah, definitely. I've always, even in that period when I maybe went away from church a little bit, I always would have said I was a Christian. Never doubted that, never doubted that there was a God. However, it was just the fact that I was battling kind of different emotions, confusion, doubt, anger about the whole situation, really. And just had to get my head back in a space where I was able to kind of think straight. And kind of through a process of that and meeting Zara as well, kind of I would definitely say I got my life kind of back on track at that point. It was a big U-turn from where I was heading and where I was going. And kind of as our relationship grew and got engaged, got married, etc., it was always apparent when our relationship got serious that we wanted our relationship and our family to be centered in church and in God. So it was always going to be the case that let's go for this kind of thing. And we've kind of just been I guess easing our way back into it since, really.
Yeah, awesome. What and personally, so glad that you have. Like, you guys just I need to say, like, an outstanding couple and a real valued members of this church. We love that you are part of it. But I wonder if we can touch on that a little bit then. So you say you've been easing your way back in. Could you talk to us a little bit about that journey then? So really starting at the moment when Zara, you stepped into church for the first time, Jordan, you kind of decided, hey, let's step back into this thing. Could you talk to us about what that looks like? And really, I guess, the difference that God has made and a relationship with him has made in your life.
Yeah, so as Jordan said, when he came back to church, it was like a new start, a fresh beginning. And for me, it was just a beginning. It was a new start. So we went for a couple of months, maybe a year or so, and then we started going to Grassroots together because I was new to faith, I was new to everything, and we wanted to be on the same path, coming in at the same time again, kind of thing. So we went to Grassroots, which helped me a lot, and it did also help you a lot again, didn't it? So that's helped a lot with our journey, and doing it together.
It's just been nice kind of going through that process. I think it's easy to, when you grow up in a church environment, to step back in and be churchy. So it would have been very easy for us to, I was involved in the youth team, for example, I was involved with the band. Obviously we used to throw it back in the day now with some cool music, which will happen again one day. But it would have been very easy for me to kind of just step back into where I was without thinking about it too much. But we both made kind of a conscious decision that we're going to guide our way through this step by step, making sure we're focusing on the right things. And then when the right opportunities come up for us to serve in a specific area, then we're more than happy to do that. And that's came about in Grassroots, which is an area that we would have, I would have definitely said that I didn't imagine being involved in a couple of years ago. This is a complete curveball, but we're loving it. And it was quite nice going through that Grassroots process with Zara being brand new to it, me, and again, just coming from a different area, but we both coming to the same point and starting there and going, this is what we want to do. It was just so I think we're re-engaged at the time. We were engaged, but we weren't married as well. So it's kind of a step on that process of kind of going, this is our marriage going forward. This is what we want going forward from this point. And just going through that together, really. And obviously met some really good people that have been kind of, really kind of lifelong friends for us now as well through that process.
And that's an amazing thing about church as well. Just the people you meet throughout is just amazing.
The support network.
The support and everything. You said that before, haven't you?
The church family, like it takes on a whole new meaning for me a lot of the times, because I've literally got kind of church mums and dads
Yeah.
and brothers and sisters and people that were texting me encouragement through that difficult period, and I wasn't even responding because I was that angry with the situation. I wasn't even at the point where I could go, thanks for that text, thanks for that word, thanks for that encouragement, because I was that angry with the situation. But they just kept sending that encouragement, and there's people like Eric now, who Eric Wilson, who was at our wedding as well. You know, people like that who just constantly encouraged us all the way through that process and have been with us, continuing through that. Who were cheering us on then, are cheering us on now.
Yeah.
So we've got a really good support network, which is really nice, I think, for both of us.
Yeah, I love that, and well said both. Like, and I think that really does highlight the value of like authentic community that the church offers. That when you get this group of people that decide, hey, there's something more to live for, that there's this God that wants to know us, and we can know Him, and together that has this profound impact, and it's great that you guys got the benefit of that during a difficult time. You spoke a lot about grassroots then. I wonder if you could, for those that don't know what it is, explain what it is, and really if you could sort of sell it to me. What are the benets? Because you guys went through it.
That's your job. You I was going to sell my salesman, man. I would have got a presentation ready. Put my suit on. So I guess the easiest way to explain it is grassroots is a safe environment where you can come along, no matter what stage you're at in your kind of spiritual journey, and just ask questions in a kind of safe environment, and just have those conversations, ask those tough questions, those questions that you don't always get the opportunity to ask on a Sunday. You know, we talk about words, and there's a lot of Christian jargon. We talk about baptisms, we talk about communion, we talk about praying, we talk about speaking in tongues, worship, and all these different kind of areas. But what does that even mean? And I think if you've grown up in church, you just get used to the jargon all the time. But if you're quite new to it, it's like, what even is that? You know, baptism as a prime example is a very, we always say it when we have the services, is a very weird situation that's going on for anyone who's not a Christian. Like, why is that going on? And you're just able to ask those questions, and again build those relationships and those partnerships where you can kind of continue to, you know, we still speak to the people that we were involved in our grassroots with then, just constantly asking questions, sending encouragements, really. So go and buy it, only $6.99.
That is a joke. It is. Yeah, we have to charge for the grassroots course. Yeah, it's free. And we'll give a bit more information about how you can sign up for it later on. Fantastic. Like, hey, I'm ready to finish now then, because I'm aware there'll be people listening to this that are in similar spots to where you both were. So either maybe like you, Zara, people that don't have any kind of faith background, but are on the edge of perhaps stepping into faith and church as it is, online as it is now. And Jordan, similar to you, people that have maybe taken some time out of time in church and what you would call like a relationship with God, but are now wanting to step back into that. I wonder if both of you, just to finish, could give, what would you tell someone that is where you were at, I guess, in that regard?
From my point of view, I would say just try it, just attend and just try it. And I honestly think you'll just love it. I know I've only attended one church, Gloucester, but I just know that the atmosphere, the smiles you get as you walk in, the goodbyes you get as you walk out, the preachers and the worship, I promise you'll feel something. Just even if you're not sure what it is you're feeling, keep coming back and just remember what that feeling was. And like grassroots, you have the opportunity to ask those questions of, is that what I was feeling? God saying something, doing something. Just keep going.
Yeah, so good.
Absolutely.
Well said. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess it's not something that you kind of tick off and say it's done. Those things that I mentioned that I struggle with on a regular basis. Every time a milestone comes up, every time there's a birthday or at Christmas, it's still a difficult time. But from being in that period, in the encouragement that I was getting, I would just say it's okay to be angry as well. It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to stay angry. And you know, put some good people around you that can speak encouragement into you, and make sure you're on the right path. And dependent on your personality, you know, I'm surrounded by people that are first to give me a hug and give me encouragement, that are also tell me when I'm being an idiot, and that's a really nice thing. And that's what you'd expect from a family. Do you know what I mean? And just about the situation, really, I think I'd allowed the situation to change my perspective on God. my God hadn't changed, our God hadn't
Yeah.
changed, my perspectives had. So I needed to kind of step back and think about that a little bit in the season, and even in the situation we're in now, it's very easy to get tunnel vision on things that are going on with, why are, people are literally passing away at the moment, why are people losing their jobs in all the situations. But I encourage like anyone just to think, yeah, your God hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Don't allow your perspective to change either.
Yeah.
Wow. Well said. Like both of you, just amazing responses, amazing answers. It's so encouraging to hear about your journey and your faith. And again, like I said, like we are so glad that you're part of One Church and what you contribute. Just being a part of the family, but also like with Grassroots and stuff, it is phenomenal. So we love you, we appreciate you, and thank you for the time today. Yes, anything final to say?
No inspiring words. Bring football back. That's what I've got to say. Bring football back.
Amen. On that note.
So good. Well done, Jordan and Zara. Thank you so much for your honesty there. And how awesome was that? Just two people, just very different stories, how those stories have met, and the journey of faith in both of those. I love that, Nath. That was really good.
Yeah, so good to hear from them. Like I enjoyed speaking to them, and then enjoyed. So yeah, just what a quality, outstanding couple, and like seeing the comments, like people just really encouraged by the authenticity and the honesty that they were just saying there. Like they felt like there was no pretense. It didn't feel like they were trying to say all the right answers or do you know what I mean? It's just they're being themselves and like sharing their journey of faith and the good things that God did in a difficult time, but continues to do in their life. So really encouraging to hear. Hey.
Yeah, definitely. And I remember because I took the funeral, so I remember that period of time. I remember meeting Zara. I remember talking with Jordan, obviously, through that time. And he was at the centre of all the planning, and a tremendously difficult time for him personally. And Zara, you were an absolute rock in that time. You were so steady. I really don't know how long you two had been together at that point. And so you though just really brought a great level of support. And really, like you and I, Nath, we do funerals for all kinds of people all the time through church, and it's really interesting to watch how people, families respond and go through those times, because it is literally one of those things that like feels like the rug's been pulled out from under your feet, and you're soon going to find out what kind of flooring you're going to hit. And what I saw in Jordan in that time is what he was describing there. The rug had been pulled out from under his feet, but what he found was plenty of people encouraging him and texting him and wanting to be a support. And I loved his honesty that like he just didn't really even want to hear it, or didn't want to reply anyway. And of course that's absolutely fine. But it's those people we position ourselves with, isn't it? Like we were talking about this morning. And I just want to honour you, Jordan and Zara, for coming out at that time, repositioning yourself in a place that was going to make a huge difference to your life moving forward. And I commend that to everybody watching this, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, whether you're in a church or not in a church. Make some steps to position yourself with people that are going to be a great encouragement to you. And I think that was excellent. Really enjoyed that. That they mentioned Grassroots, Nath.
Yes.
Do you just want to help just connect people with that one last time?
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully it's clear now. But if you want to explore almost the foundations of the Christian faith, or revisit, so Jordan said it was beneficial for him to revisit those things. We run a course which is essentially an introduction to the faith, where no question is a bad question. You get to join a group of people, like-minded people that are on that same journey, and the course is running now. So there should be a link in the comments below, or a QR code I can just see has come up. You can point your phone at that, click on the QR code, and there will be a link to something called Grassroots, and it will show you all how you can sign up and more detail about it. It runs every week, every Thursday evening, and yeah, it'd be great if you wanted to sign up.
Yeah, definitely. So you can scan that QR code now, or when we finish the holding slide, we'll have that on as well. But that won't just take you to Grassroots. You can sign up for the prayer course, which you only missed the first week, so it's not too late to join in with that. And it will take you to loads of other stuff, like how to submit a prayer request or a praise report, or how you can access our weekly worship playlist, or the OC Kids stuff, or the youth stuff. There's loads going on all over church at the moment, and all you need to do is just connect yourself in with that. So you can do that but now by scanning that, or when we finish, that would be good. Great stuff. Okay, Nath, anything else you want to say, or should we wrap this up? And we should say obviously New People's Hangout. Do you want to tell people about that, and then we can finish?
Absolutely, yes. So we're nearly done. When we are done, like a slide will come up again with that QR code on, and then after that, John and I will reappear on the screen, and we'll just have a quick conversation. If you're new, stay online for a little bit. You can ask questions. You can say, "Hey, I'm new," in that moment, and one of our team will connect in with you, and we'll just be explaining a little bit more about church, who we are, and what we believe. So stick around if you want to hear that.
Amazing. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to pray for you, and then we'll finish our time together today. Father God, just thank you for every person that's tuned into this service this afternoon. Thank you for every home that is longing for a relationship with you, that is looking for something. God, I pray that they are finding it through these services in the ways that we're trying to connect you with them. But we thank you for those, for families like Jordan and Zara, and for the Perrys that we saw earlier. Thank you for the way that they, for their encouragement, the way they wanted to encourage us this afternoon. And I pray for people that just needed to hear exactly what they said. I pray they would receive that and respond to that today. Pray a blessing over every home watching this week. In your name, Lord God. Amen.
Amen.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. It's been great hanging out with you. If you are new, stick around, and Nathan and I will be back in just a few seconds' time. Otherwise, everybody, have a great week, and God bless you.